I've been making work that has an environmental agenda for about 8 years now. So far, I've worked with Pulpiron on their. It was a new network of. Well, I think it was going to be 36 new sensors, soil sensors, that were going to be installed on 3 different levels of that land. So far, I think they've installed 12. So I've been tapping into that continual stream of data for the last few years to create drawings, performances, collaborative performances on stage. So those 12 sensors give off data every 15 minutes. So it's a continual 24-hour stream, and I access it from an Excel file. But I also have a computer that we call the talkie box that will give me that data through voice.
2, 8, 3,
we know climate change is happening. So the reason the scientists are collecting that data is so that they can better understand the conditions up there in order to adapt. Those upland landscapes are storing our water, cleaning our water, and managing the flow of water as it comes down to the lowlands. So incredibly important landscapes. They're also storing vast billions of tonnes of carbon. I'm now just beginning when peat speaks. So there's a plot on a degraded peatland. So that means it's probably about 4,000 years old. They're now looking at bringing back sphagnum plugs, which are small sphagnum plants, to try and increase the sphagnum coverage. They're cutting back. So millennia grass grows profusely in this area, and that's overshadowing and over-dominating, and the sphagnum doesn't thrive under the millennia. So they're cutting back the millennia, and they're also bringing in biochar, and they're bringing in gypsum plaster. So there's these different ways that they're trying to regenerate that bog. There's 32 20-metre plots on this piece of degraded bog, and I'm hoping to tap into the data coming off those plots. So I'll probably be making 32 kind of drawings or paintings, but I'm also developing this, what I'm calling the boggy cloud. So this is made up of pin-pricked strips of paper. So I'm pin-pricking in a line and then cutting, and then just accumulating this, what I'm calling cloud, sort of making it airborne. So it's kind of playing with the whole greenhouse gas thing, which is that the peat is a fantastic resource for drawing out greenhouse gases from the atmosphere, but it's also, if it's damaged, it's a release, it's a source of release. So there's this kind of cycle going on, and so, you know, it interested me to kind of bring in something airborne. It also refers to data clouds, the iCloud, and I want to kind of go onto the bog and sort of throw this cloud around as a performance. But the first performance I want to do is in this inflatable bubble tent, and I want to do it as a 24-hour performance, so people can live stream, so people can just kind of check in, and I'll still be there, still be listening to the data, still be pricking, so kind of still being with the bog. And then the second one will be bringing in collaborative musicians and dancer and staging a performance on the bog next May. It's really crucial to say that as an artist, a really big part of the drive of this is the aesthetics. It's the practice, it's art practice. Right now, looking at this, I'm loving the lights and darks, the shadows, the density of the form. You know, this is what gives me joy and pleasure, and this is what I hope that audiences seeing the artwork will get from it. Then it's about the environmental agenda, and I am trying to speak from a different perspective to scientists. You know, I believe we all know now that in the crisis we've got to bring all voices to the table. Statisticians, environmental scientists, geographers, politicians, everyone's got to come to it. And what artists bring is imagination, is form, aesthetics, just thinking about things in sideways ways, in ways that aren't linear, that aren't obvious, that aren't A plus B equals C. We have somehow an ability to think around things and under things, and I think that opens up thinking, and we need to keep opening up thinking. We need to shift paradigms, we need to change behaviour, so artists can contribute to those shifts, because, you know, these elements, this, like peat and soil, they're so important to every living being on the planet, including us. And, you know, if we could just slow down and learn to be with it and understand it and care for it better, then it would be a good thing for everybody and everything.